right to it, where we have from the Guam Chamber of Commerce. This is the Youngins group here, the Guam Young Professionals. Uh,
To be young again.
yeah, we got Anthony Mariano and Judy Rosario. Good morning. Good morning, Judy. Good morning,
Good
Anthony.
morning.
Morning, guys.
Good morning. So, what has the Guam Young Professionals been up to during PCOR 1? Did you guys participate in
You
the
know,
rally? Oh, go ahead.
Staying home. No, just
yeah, there's a couple of us that did, not too many. Really, because of COVID-19 and the lockdowns, we've actually been pretty stagnant as a group. So we've had one or two events, but not too many. So, where I'm sure all the members are anxious and, they're waiting to see what else we can do next. But, right now we're just in the role of supporting our chamber organization with their initiatives, and so we're not as active as we have been last year or the years before. So, which is highly unusual for GYP.
Right.
But yeah, a couple of people are, we're really just also concentrating on our, on our home fronts and our jobs, and with everything going on with the lockdown, a couple of us are parents, business owners, and so, there's a lot of things that need attending to, and definitely also take up our time. So, it's just a matter of shifting our focuses right now.
Mm-hmm. What about you, Judy?
I agree with Anthony. It's this is the first time in since the GYP, since the injunction of GYP, that we haven't been as active, and a lot of that is obviously with all the cases, and especially in the Guam Young Professionals group. We want to make sure that we continue to keep our island safe. Important to all of us is keeping the island safe, but also hopefully opening up the economy again. And individually, we all have to make decisions. And from the forefront, we always try to make sure that we listen to the different regulations that are given out from the government. And so that's why you'll see that we haven't really been as active. We're usually a very active organization where we do a lot of meetings together. We've done meetings where we've had to do Zoom meetings, and we've virtually started coming into this new environment of doing business and working with the organization. But it's tough. It's we miss our members, and we are so used to seeing each other even at lunch for the chamber luncheons, and it's just a very different way of doing business, and also just keeping the organization alive.
Mm-hmm. And so I guess you may not you say you guys have been stagnant, but I'm sure you guys have been conversating, right? And like you said, over Zoom. What are some of the concerns that the Guam Young Professionals have with respect to our economy right now, or maybe even some ideas to get it going?
Like Anthony mentioned, is for a lot of the focus that a lot of the Guam Young Professionals have right now is we all play different roles. Some of us are parents, so we're getting into really understanding and adjusting to homeschooling. At the same time, we all play positions within the business community, in the private and government sector. And then there's many of us that also own a small business. And I think for the small business community, at least on my, personally for me, and with the company that I have and a lot of the other small business partners that we've talked to in the membership, it's how do we open the economy again? Because for the first time in March when we closed down, I mean, it was new to everyone, and I don't think everybody expected that we were going to be closed that long. And then even to go back into PCOR 1 again in August, it really does take a toll on the business community. As we see in the different articles that we read, and also where the news that you guys share, we've seen small businesses close, and
Right.
that really does break our heart, because young professionals, we've encouraged entrepreneurship, right? And we're about building our economy, but also building the small business community. And a lot of that you'll see business owners in our age group, in the Guam Young Professionals, and it's tough. It's just a few years ago, or even recently, people have been opening businesses even as early as January, and it's tough. It's hard to get, when we went on the lockdown, there's members that have tried to open in businesses and just had to hold that business, although they had to pay rent, and they had to pay water, and they had to pay power, and and also just keeping their teams alive. And so it's tough right now, I think, on the business community standpoint, especially for the small business. It's hard to be able to continue to run your business when we're on lockdown. And it is where we want to keep a healthy island, but at the same time we have to mitigate and eventually see how we can all work together to reopen the economy so that businesses can continue to just stay afloat and then eventually thrive again.
Right. And you guys are, the young, bright minds, right, of the future, your organization. And so, has anyone brought you guys discussions about recovery and maybe even tap into your ideas and suggestions? Have you guys been folded into any sort of conversation at all?
For
Either
for
one of
me,
you?
I think right now, we're at that starting point. Like I said, with as a membership, we've been a little bit we've been quiet, but now that we're really starting to get in on the discussion in regards to the economy. We're getting active with this year's election as well, and really just we're going to be start to communicate those key initiatives to our membership so that we can also tap into our individual members' perspectives and also get their feedback and where they stand with the situation of our economy, and also where they stand with the elections and the candidates as well. One thing unique about GYP is it's not just a committee, it's a membership of 160 plus individuals. So, everybody has a difference of opinion as we do have some commonalities. So I know that with the chamber, they're excited to hear what we have to say, and they definitely want us part of that discussion. And so it's just a matter of us really pushing through with that. Like I said, we're on the starting point, and so we do plan on getting more vocal as far as our involvement and also just contributing to the conversation and giving our ideas. Because like you said, our demographic, we are the future for the business community and also the island. And so, we play a key role in the development and the reopening of the economy as well.
Yeah, guys, hey,
touching on
it's
opportunities.
Jason here, and I wanted to follow up on Sabrina's question because I know we had Austin Terlahi, who is doing really, really great work with the PMBA program over at UOG a few weeks ago, and he was saying that the value of having MBAs in your organization is the ability to think very quickly and think innovatively and really think outside the box. And with the generation that typically makes up the Guam Young Professionals leading up to the age of 40, that generation is really known for having the disruptive mindset, or we realize that throughout industry, like in wholesaling or in shipping, there are tried and true business models, but you can think about it in a different way, and you can approach a problem from a variety of different perspectives that maybe a previous generation would not consider. So maybe give us some examples of how you can, of what you guys can bring with your fresh perspectives and ideas and way of thinking about different business models, and maybe bring those to existing businesses and just say we're in really, really weird times, they're unprecedented, but there's some things we can bring to the table as far as not only letting us survive and just getting by, but we can actually create new revenue models. We can actually hopefully thrive.
Yeah, when you're, and we're big on social media, right? So if you look at the social media, if you're on Instagram or Facebook, a lot of what you'll see if you follow a lot of the different businesses locally as well as globally is they're encouraging people or businesses to re-strategize their company and look at different avenues of recreating revenue. And one of the things I think that some of the business or some of the small businesses have done that within the membership is they went through virtual environments. An example is with myself and Synergy Studios is one of the things that we did is our vision and our focus is always about keeping the island healthy, but how do we do that without having people come in people are still uncomfortable, right? Being in groups is one of the things that we launched was we launched an online portal where you can sign up for virtual classes. And so now we have over 100 classes that we offer in the month, and more than half of that is all done virtually. So I think moving into a virtual platform and really taking advantage of the data, the different applications that are out there, it's really nice to see that businesses have also moved into a more virtual environment where they have Teams, they have Zoom, they have, Google Meets and different applications to be able to still stay connected, but still be able to run their business. But a lot of it is really going to be, how do I re-strategize my company and what my vision of my company is and meet the goals of my company, but doing it through a virtual environment. So there's a lot of studios and gyms in the fitness side that have moved to a virtual environment. A lot of companies that, Anthony and our team were talking about, trainings, but let's do the trainings via Zoom. I know that there have been some of the chamber events that have been done via Zoom as well, but how do we keep connected? And I think that's really what it is. How do we use the existing platforms that are available to us right now, and how do we get our business and migrate them to a virtual environment? And how do we continue connecting with our membership and those that are within the business community?
Yeah, and that's really why we wanted to have you guys on here, just to ensure, because we need all hands on deck, right? And hopefully, your voices as part of the GYP are being heard by our leaders, because I know that you guys have a lot to bring to the table as we head into recovery. Was there any other final things that you wanted to say in terms of what you guys plan to do going forward?
One of the things that Anthony and I were just chatting a little bit earlier, and a lot of now is being a little bit more innovative. And not all businesses can run their business virtually. There's still a lot of our memberships that own retail stores and other different kinds of businesses and restaurants. And we just have to adjust. We have to adjust to really what we're working with right now. But I think one of the things that Anthony and I were talking about that made that was just like a light bulb is, right now, DPHSS is really trying to keep the numbers down. But at the same time, how can we continue to support our schools? When they first started, before, I think it was in, March, April, May, around that time, there was a group of business individuals that were in a forum that had discussed how do we reopen Guam and the economy. And they did reach out to a few of the small business young professionals. If we were to reopen the economy and you were going to reopen your business, what are the processes that you would have in your particular business to ensure the safety of those that are coming into your establishment? And it was really nice that they reached out to us. And I think the business community in a whole, we really have come together with the chambers to really stay strong and really fight the fight of staying healthy, but also economically. Is a huge part of being able to continue to grow and stay at least floating, within this pandemic that we're in. But one of the things that we're talking about is, let the small businesses open up, and maybe we have DPHSS go to the different establishments, how we're doing the tracing and everything, but, just check in and making sure that, this is the regulations that I've set for my company. Here's a small visit from someone. Are you following, taking temperatures and making sure that you have hand sanitizers around? Is everybody wearing masks? And are we all practicing social distancing? And I think it's something that can be implemented just, for now, we do have to be a little bit more watched. I know that the businesses have been opening, and there was an article that mentioned that, right now the second highest, contact tracing is within the business community. With the establishments that have opened. But at the same time, I think that individually, even as business owners, we're all on board to set the measurements that we need to keep the island healthy and to keep the business healthy. And I've been in a lot of, I'm in and out of different places, whether I need to go into the supermarket or, for the studio or, the different businesses such as KUM. And, you see the stickers, the 6 feet apart, you see everybody wearing masks. It's just friendly reminders. And as business owners, we all can play a role in keeping the island healthy by, taking care of our establishment and who walks into these establishments. But that's not a bad idea to just have regulations from the government to go around to the different businesses. That way we can slowly open up, and then we can eventually start building our economy again. And hopefully that will help also keep the numbers down. But that's just a thought that we had. For the most part, if businesses can take it to a virtual environment, we definitely do encourage that, and just stay connected virtually.
Thanks, Judy. Anthony?
Yeah.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I just wanted to ask, and I know that you had said at the start that you'd been stagnant, but a lot of your peers in the GYP, you guys are like marketers, right? Do you think you could have done more maybe early on to put out some messaging for some of the younger folks out here, maybe to kind of mitigate the situation that we're seeing now?
I think, there's always an opportunity to improve. And I think, yes, definitely we could have been earlier in the game, as far as getting the messages out. Again, though, because we are a subcommittee, we're also wanting to make sure that we align with our organization. So now that we actually have really the full gist of the directions, we're really in the seat to start contributing our thoughts and our perspectives, and also our ideas and some strategies that we briefly talked about, and really empowering our members to start playing more active role in what we're going to do, as not just as a committee, but also as a full-fledged organization as well. And I do want to just touch back on what Judy was mentioning about the DPHSS inspections. We just want to remind everyone that it is a communal effort, even in the business community, that we keep our economy healthy and safe, and we just want to make sure that we as individuals are also embracing the guidelines and following it, following the protocols, and just keeping our individual businesses safe. And then in turn, if everybody does it, then we all make an effort and a step towards reopening the economy successfully. And another thing is that we were talking about also is we definitely don't want to go back to PR1 where businesses are shut down, and we're hoping that with these individual inspections that unfortunately, if a business is not following the protocol, then it's like a regular health inspection, and that particular business is shut down for not following the guidelines and for violating the guidelines, as opposed to penalizing every other small business for a couple of areas that were not following the protocols and gaining or receiving infections as far as COVID-19 is concerned. Right. So we're hoping at least on that front, with government's help, we can make more of a progressive step towards opening the economy again.
Yeah. It's kind of a struggle though when you see like we had Janella from Public Health on yesterday talking about obvious violations that occurred at McCrout's over the weekend. So it's frustrating when you have these businesses who are doing what they have to do, and then you have businesses that flagrantly flout the protocols that are supposed to keep us safe from this virus. And then what happens? They get, what was it? Admonished. They get a hard talking to. It's just not consistent. You know what I mean? When we have some other businesses that break the rules and they get shut down. So, and then it's frustrating because people look at these businesses that break the rules with the gathering and the no masking and all that stuff and no social distancing. And it makes the other businesses look bad because then you get in the comments like, "Oh, we're going to open. We're going to open." One, you know what I mean? It's just frustrating.
Yeah, I think you hit the nail on the head, Chris. It's really about consistency. If we're going to enforce these procedures, then we need to be fair across the board, and as a matter of fact, strict with everybody. Whether you're a small business, you're a large business, you're new to the game. This is what we need to do to keep our community safe. And outside of the business community, it's a communal effort for everybody. So it goes beyond just what we're doing in our businesses. It goes even into our personal gatherings. If there's a limit of 5 people, then keep that limit of 5 people. Don't try to sneak in an extra person or two, because I think that's what's going on is that some people, not everyone is taking it lightly. But it only takes a few people to take it lightly for this thing to spread, and we all see that.
Right.
And one of the things we discuss as young professionals is that in the bigger scheme, the larger picture is that Guam's economy, one of the major revenue generators is our tourism economy, and if we're classified as a hot zone, we're really not going to open that particular leg of the economy anytime soon. We have an employment figure of 35,000 people. And a large part of that is within the tourism and hospitality industry. And, one of the things we like to do is within our individual businesses and our team is just remind everyone, like, wear your mask. It's tedious, but it's something that needs to happen.
Also, before we let you go, any message you guys would like to get out? Because I know that in your particular demographic, anywhere between 20 to 49 years old, that's where we're seeing a lot of numbers pick up in terms of the positives. Is there anything you guys would like to share, I guess, with your age group?
Really, again, just reminders of what we should do to keep our community safe. Like you said, our age demographic is the largest contributor to it. So aside from a reminder, I just want to let everyone know that, the sooner that we follow the guidelines and the protocols and we to reopen our economy and getting back our lives to whatever normal is after this. So, you know, just to be conscious about what we do and our choices every day.
Judy?
You know, also for our membership, really that you know, we still are available on our different platforms, from Facebook to our emails to Instagram. Is, you know, message us and let us know your thoughts. Let us know, you know, if there is any ideas, or, you know, if you have things that you want to add to being able to create a safer island. You know, let us know on Instagram, or, you know, feel free to call us or the chambers. And, you know, we definitely want to hear what the business community has to say, as well as the membership. But, you know, it's about individual decisions, and then on the business standpoint for all the businesses, making sure that the guidelines are set, and that, you know, we do right now, we have to be strict with it. So.
Well, thank you, Judy and Anthony, for coming on the show. Look forward to hearing more of your ideas, right? So take care and stay safe.
Yeah. Stay home.
Thanks for having us.
All right.
Okay.
Appreciate it.
Judy, Anthony, Esther.
right.
Hey, grab some virtual malasadas out there and on your way out.
I had some.
Okay.
Thank you.
8:23. We'll take a short break and come back with more of the link. Mayor Rudy Matanani of